The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to kneel it down and are going to move on to 5-1. 5-1 is going to be your Tampa Bay Buccaneers record after 6 weeks. The Bucs win 30-19 against the San Francisco 49ers. Shout out to Sleeper, by the way. We'll talk about them in a moment as well. Wow, what an awesome win here for the Bucs. This is back-to-back wins against not just the NFC West opponents, by the way, but you went toe-to-toe with 2-3-1, or as a 3-1 team against another 3-1 team last week in the Seattle Seahawks, and you won. Then you just beat a fellow 4-1 team in the 49ers, and you won. These are big wins here by Tampa Bay, okay? Big wins. The only loss the Bucs have so far is against the freaking defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, okay? I mean, the Bucs are on fire right now in terms of winning games. And hey, you know what? This one wasn't a one-score game. Thank goodness. It didn't absolutely come down to the wire, so that is a good thing. But let's start off with the offense. Baker Mayfield was 17 of 23 today, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, only sacked once. Baker continues to look like an MVP. Had an absolutely crazy electric run on, I believe it was a 3rd down and 14, got the first down, literally broke like 4 tackles. He's playing MVP level football right now. He just got his first career win against San Francisco, by the way. Everything is looking like Mayfield is just on the absolute top of the world right now. He did miss only really 2 throws to Emeka Egbuka, in my opinion, but besides that, the dude's playing at an MVP level. There's absolutely no question about it. I want to give a shout out to the running back duo today of Rachaad White and Sean Tucker. Rachaad, 65 yards and a touchdown. Sean Tucker, 25 yards and a touchdown. They stepped up and did enough in these moments to have really good play and do some really good work in there. So very proud, very happy to see those two really get after it and really do some good work in this game. Now, there are a couple of wide receivers I need to shout out. Egbuka, he did leave this game with a hamstring injury. We'll talk about that a little bit later on down the line as well. But Cameron Johnson, 4 targets, 4 catches, 64 yards and a touchdown. He had a 34-yard touchdown in this game. Sterling Shepard had a 36-yard catch in this game as well. He had 2 catches for 51 yards. Cade Otton, I thought, stepped up. 5 catches, 51 yards. He had a long of a 23-yard catch. But Tez Johnson only had 1 catch in this game, but it was a 45-yard touchdown, folks, and he did the crazy cool flippy backfield celebration, stuff like that, right? But this is a scenario where you were down your top 4 wide receivers. Evans, Godwin, Jalen McMillan, they were all out for this game. Then Emeka Egbuka left this game with a hamstring injury, and you still went out there and were able to make plays with Cameron Johnson, with Sterling Shepard, and with Tez Johnson. It speaks so much to the depth of this wide receiver room to be able to go out there, make some big plays, and just take advantage of these opportunities that were available. So shout out to all of those guys. They stepped up absolutely when they needed to. Real quick, guys, I do want to say shout out to the sponsor of this channel. It is Sleeper. Guys, if you do use the code MrBucs, you will get a $100 deposit match up to $100. That is whenever you use the code MrBucs. Guys, also, you guys can see right over here, you get $20 just for signing up. It is simple as that. So guys, make sure you go sign up for Sleeper today and enjoy football the way it was meant to be. That is together. Huge shout out to Sleeper, by the way. Now to continue on with the review here, the discussion of the win. Overall, I thought the offense was pretty darn good. They didn't really play a ton of mistake football. There was only 1 scary fumble by Rachaad White, but the Bucs were able to fall on top of it, and that was great. Very happy to see that. Now, defensively, I feel like there was more good than bad. I do want to say that. I really want to say that, actually. Look, Mac Jones did have 347 passing yards in this game. He threw the ball 39 times, and there were some big chunk plays in this game. Kendrick Bourne had a 56-yard reception. Demarcus Robinson had a 31-yard reception. McCaffrey had a 23-yard catch. Jake Tongs had a 16-yard catch. Valdez-Scantling had a 19-yard catch. Niners did a good job in some moments of getting chunk plays. But folks, Mac Jones, no touchdowns, 2 picks, sacked 6 times. Sacked 6 times, dude. Absolutely crazy statistics there from the defensive side of the ball. And a lot of guys did step up in this game. I do want to say that. Levante David was far and away the best game of his season so far this year. Jamel Dean had an interception. It was the best game of Jamel Dean. A lot of guys had like best game of their season games today for this defense. Levante David, absolutely. 6 tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss, and a quarterback hit. Jamel Dean, 4 tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss, a pass deflection, a quarterback hit, a forced fumble, and an interception. Phenomenal game by Jamel Dean today. Vita Vea had a half sack, 2 quarterback hits. Yaya Diaby, far and away his best game of the season. 3 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 quarterback hits. Hassan Reddick, maybe his best game of the season. 3 tackles, a half sack, and a quarterback hit. Kendall Vador, his best game of the season. 2 passes deflected and an interception in there as well. CJ Brewer had a half sack. Elijah Roberts had a half sack as well. This was the game we needed to see from this pass rush, okay? The Bucs literally just went from 10 total sacks on the season as a football team all the way up to 16, dude. That's what we needed to see from this pass rush today, was signs of life, and they showed extreme signs of life. I'm very, very happy to see that today. The 2 interceptions were fantastic as well. The defense, look, they did give up some big chunk plays here and there, but they got the job done and made a lot of high notable plays as well. So there certainly was more good than bad with this overall defensive performance. Much more good than bad, in my opinion. Okay, and I'm going to be very, very curious to see how the PFF numbers show up after this game as well. Chase McLaughlin did miss a kick, which is very, very unfortunate, but he did make a 45-yarder at the end of the game to really seal this game, make it an 11-point game from an 8-point game, so I am going to give him credit for that as well. This was probably the best game of Riley Dixon's time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers so far this year. 3 punts, all of them inside the 20, a long punt of 60 yards. No blocks. Love to see that. The return game was not great today. Just didn't see a ton of opportunities there today. So it was what it was. It was pretty mid, all things considered. A lot of people have been saying in the chat, like, hey man, this was probably our most complete win this year. And it is very, very hard to disagree with that, where the offense was doing the things that we expect this offense to do, even with all the players being out, by the way. The defense went out there, got a couple of takeaways, got a load of pressure and sacks on Mac Jones today as well. So I do agree. I do think that this was the most complete win for the Buccaneers this season, and it's very encouraging to see how this team can play going forward as well. 5-1, dude. 5-1 is a pretty darn good look. I mean, that is just an absolute fact. I mean, talk about this. We're 6 games through the season, and the Bucs are 5-1. If throughout the remainder of this year, let's say the Buccaneers win, I don't know, let's say they win half of their games, they're going to be easily at double-digit wins. I mean, let's just take a look at it. Let's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games left. Let's say they win 5 out of those next games, right? Well, folks, you're looking at a 10-7 record. If they win 6 of those next 5 games, you're looking at 11-6. Right? That's if you're just playing 50-50 down the stretch there. So this is a phenomenal way to start the first half of the season. That is all you could literally ask for. Baker's looking like an MVP. This offense is looking pretty darn solid overall. The defense had their best game of the season right now, in my opinion, after some pretty rough, shaky starts. You love to see it, dude. You love to see it. The Bucs are 5-1, not just firmly in control of the NFC South right now, by the way, because remember, yes, you did have you did have some of these guys win games today, like the Panthers won a game today. They move on to 3-3. You've still got 2 games over them. But now you might have, if the Lions lose to Kansas City tonight, you have the best record in the NFC, period. That's just the absolute fact of the matter. So, whew, I mean, feels good, dude. Feels good right now. The Bucs are 5-1, and you love to see it. Great stuff.